Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, Latinaplants. My name is Jackie. Today we're doing African violet repots, and my African violets took a turn for the worse. Whew, I'm hot. Hi, who's that, John? So this is an Asian violet. We're going to repot it today because it definitely needs more room. And then this one here looks really sad. Hi. I'm glad you were able to make it. This one looks really sad as well. But I have a whole tray of the baby African violets that I'm going to be posting on PalmStreet and Facebook Market. And I'm going to repot them in these, I think these are 2.5-inch pots, clear pots. And I bottom water all of my plants. I don't know if it's that they are in desperate need of a repot or if I overwatered them. So we're going to repot them and check the roots out and see how they are because they were looking so beautiful not too long ago. I did also pull out these two things that I use for my African violets to share with you guys. I used the Avid, and it's a miticide and insecticide. And I got this off of Amazon. You definitely need to, like, I wouldn't say mask up, but you should mask up just so that it doesn't get in your face. Wear gloves and also have your skin protected. You don't want to get this on you at all when you use this in a spray bottle. And then to feed my African violets, I use the Schultz African Violet Plus liquid plant food. This has been working really well to bloom all of my African violets and have nice healthy leaves. I also use the Jack's 20-20-20 when I'm not using this one. So I'll use this one during the winter time, and the Jack's 20-20-20 I use during the spring and summertime. So fall and winter for the Schultz, and spring and summer for the Jacks. I also wanted to show you guys the type of perlite that I'm going to start using. I bought this Mother Earth. It's supposed to be number 3 perlite. It's pretty big and chunky, but it's not as big as the number 4. And I mixed that with my, it's black gold African violet soil. And so I didn't get the chance to mix this ahead of time, so I'll be mixing it with you guys. And there's a certain mixture that you want to use for plants that are bottom watering versus plants that are wick watered. You want to use 70% perlite in your mix for the ones that are wick watering, and you can do 50 to 60% for the ones that are bottom watered. But African violets are very prone to root rot because they have such fine roots. And that's why you want to make the soil amended with perlite and very airy. Some people use their own mixes. I am kind of a beginner with African violets, but I've learned a lot, and that's why I want to share everything that I learned with you guys here. And there are a few tips and tricks and things that I want to share as I do these repots. But this, I'm going to use this. It's black gold African violet mix now until I finish it up. but I want to start making my own mix for my African violets as well, mainly because all the African violet soil mixes that I've bought have come moist, and I know that you're supposed to moisten the soil before you do your repots and things like that. But because they're moist, they come with a lot of fungus gnats, larvae, and stuff like that. And so, in order to keep me from battling all of these fungus gnats all the time, I'm going to have to start making my own mix. And so I'm doing a lot of research in that. I know that a lot of people use the Pro Mix HP. It's I believe that one is a cocoa core mix with perlite. And there's another Pro Mix one, but you can also use peat moss and perlite. But yeah, there's also some other things that people add to the soils for nutrients and aeration and things like that. But I'm going to do my research on that. And when I get that all figured out, I will share with you guys the African violet mix that I'm going to be making. So this is what the mix looks like out of the box or out of the bag. And I have another container here, so I'm going to do my mix in here and I'll share it with you guys, show you what it looks like. I don't know if I want to start with, I think I'll start with my 3 African violets that are in my personal collection. Well, the 2 African violets and the Asian violet. And then we will repot the smaller ones. But I do want to show you, before I start this mix, the tray that I have here in front of me. It's completely full of baby African violets. And they are all in 3-ounce cups. Some of these could probably go longer in the 3-ounce cup. Some of these actually have 2 plants. Like this one has 2 plants in there. I would like to separate that so that they have their own pot, but they're in 3-ounce cups. I feel like I have you guys far away, but hopefully I'm not too far away and you guys can see. Let me know if you're seeing everything well and if you can hear me. And I actually have some in here that are in bloom, like these variegated ones have some blooms coming up. And they say you're not supposed to repot African violets when they're in bloom, but these are drying out so fast for me and I really think they need more nutrients. So I'm going to repot them. They're not going too much bigger because the difference is not that much. So I want to show you the difference in the pot and the cup. So it's about the same depth and it's just maybe about 1/2 inch wider than the cup. So okay, I wasn't sure if my mic was working, but thank you so much. Okay, so let's get started on the mix. So I'm just going to use this solo cup or plastic cup that I have in here to portion this out. So I'm just going to count how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 'And like I said, I used to use the Espoma organic African violet mix. And I feel like it's the same thing. This one seems to have more like bark in it, it looks like. 6. That was 6 scoops, right, you guys? Okay, so now we're going to bring out the perlite, and I haven't even, this is a brand new bag. I haven't even opened it up yet. Hopefully this is not too noisy for you guys. So I'm going to do, I did 6 scoops of this oil, so I'm going to do, what would be, 50% would be 6, 60 would be 7, and 70% would be 8 scoops, right? So I'm going to do 8 scoops of these. Of the perlite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 scoops. Close this bag up so it doesn't spill on me. So on the last live, I was telling you guys how I was 14 scoops of perlite. Huh? I don't think I would even fit that in here. Whoa. On the last live, I was telling you guys how, sorry, I'm reaching for a tool, how I couldn't find the mosquito bit, or I couldn't order the mosquito bits on Amazon. Well, they wouldn't ship it to me. They won't ship to my area, but my husband found out that Chewy online will ship it to me. The only thing is that in order to get the free shipping, I would have to make more than 2 purchases of it, which is fine, but I don't really know if that stuff expires. Do you guys know if the like the concentrated drops that everybody uses, does that stuff expire? Does it have an expiration date? Because I don't want to order too much and then not be able to use it up before it expires. Let me know if you know if those drops expire. I think this looks pretty good. Again, this perlite is chunky. I don't know if this is what, because I know in African violet groups on Facebook, they've been recommending the number 3 perlite for the African violets, especially if you're doing wick watering. But I don't know if this is the size that they are talking about, because it looks so big to me. I mean, if anything, it's just going to add more aeration. Bless you. Jazz is here. John is on, right? Oh, Anthony's on. Hi, Anthony. I thought that was John. Sorry, I got you mixed up. So I know I did the poll to see what time you guys would prefer for the lives. But I didn't want to do this live at 8 because I wanted to give you guys notice in the live. But our next live will be at 8 so that everybody can get on. Oh. Oh, so maybe I used too much soil? It looks pretty airy. I just feel like it would be way too much. No? It's equal? It's good? I mean? Okay. So I think I haven't mixed enough. It looks pretty airy. I don't know if this will be enough for all of the African violets, but we will see as we go. There are some pretty big pieces of bark in this mix, which I don't really like because African violet roots are pretty fine, but we'll pick out the humongous ones as we go if they're in our way. All right. I can mix this like forever. I don't know why I like mixing soil so much, but this is what it's looking like. Of course, there's some like settled on the bottom of the bin, but I'll mix it as I go.
Does it need to be?
It needs to be. Yeah, but that also yes, it needs to be 30-70 ratio.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That's a lot of perlite now.
Yes, I'm sure. Because African violets are prone to root rot. So then should I add more perlite?
Well, how many sticks did you put? 8?
Yeah.
Then you need to put 6 more.
6 more?
Yeah.
I don't think I could fit 6 more in here. Maybe I need another container.
Maybe you should have done a smaller ratio to start with.
Oh, well, I didn't think about it.
Soil.
Yeah, I should have. Okay, I'll add more perlite. Because you're saying I need 6 more scoops, you said?
Yeah.
I don't think I could fit 6, but let me try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep. That's a 30-70 ratio.
Okay. We're going to mix it again. I added 6 more scoops. I cannot close that bag now. Hopefully it doesn't spill over. All right. Let's mix this again. Yeah, 70% perlite is a lot, but it's what's recommended for African violets for wick watering. And yeah, they're really prone to root rot, you guys. So, and a lot of people, I guess, don't really know that when they first get into African violets. I mean, they know that the African violets have pretty fine roots when they repot them and stuff, but a lot of people just add, like, eyeball the perlite, but you really should measure it out because they need a lot of aeration. They need moisture retaining soil, but they also need a lot of aeration because of how fine their roots are. And they don't like to sit in water, so they're very, very prone to like root rot and crown rot, which is they start to look floppy like this. And I think my mixes were too dense. And I do have these in like a wick watering setup. First of all, I think I potted this one up too large. So I just use yarn, nylon yarn. Yes, they're pretty easy once you get the hang of them. You just need to be attentive to them. And I found that the best thing for them so far is top down lighting as well on a shelf, so you can get a symmetrical growth pattern from them. And they also need, I believe it's 12 to 16 hours of light in order to get your African violets to bloom. So I do 12 hours, but they say they need at least 6, I think it's at least 6 hours of dark time for rest at night. So they recommend 12 to 16 hours. I've been doing 12 and my African violets have been blooming. Also, when you repot them into new soil, if the soil is not like already a premix, if it is a already premixed soil, it already has nutrients in the soil, so you don't need to fertilize them. They're also very sensitive to over fertilizing, which you will see on the leaves. It'll look like leaf burns and things like that. So hopefully this will help me be more successful with my African violets. Also, there are like rules. When they're babies, when they're small like these that I have on the tray, they require repot every 2 to 3 months because they absorb a lot of nutrients from the soil, and sometimes the soil gets compacted and things like that. So they require repot. That doesn't mean that you need to upsize them, just they need fresh nutrients in their soil so that they can continue to upsize for you and grow. Now, when they become larger, when they're more mature plants, you can go 6 to 12 months on the repots. And depending on the variety, if you have like a larger variety or a mini, depends on what size pot you want to repot them into. I think that the rule is no larger than 3 inches, 3-inch pot for your new, like, non-mature plants. I think some people repot them even larger than that, but I think those are varieties that have been or plants that have been around for a while have a more mature root system, because African violets like to be snug in their pots. They don't like to sit in a lot of soil because, again, they will rot out. I hope that kind of makes sense to you guys. And all of these babies that I have in these trays, I grew them all from one leaf, from the mother plant that I had. Sadly, it was in the beginning of my African violet collecting, and she didn't make it. She was so beautiful. She was my very first African violet, and she was variegated, and I found her at Lowe's. She was like a great find. Yes, from Leaf Propagations. When she started to go downhill, I started to pluck off her healthy leaves and propagate it so that I could have her and not like completely lose her. And so I'm trying to grow another one, which is why I picked this one, and she was blooming beautifully and everything, but I really think that I may have overwatered her, but she looks like I can still save her. It took quite a long time. I had a setup where I put the leaf in the soil mix that I made and in the 3-ounce cups. And I also use rooting hormone for the cut end. And I used an X-Acto knife to cut the end of the stem. I think I have a video on that, how I propagated them and the setup for them, because I put them in the trays with the dome for a few weeks. And once I started to see little baby leaves popping out is when I started to open up the tabs on the top of the dome to make sure that it was getting aeration. And I only bottom watered them. Okay. I think that's pretty good. There's still some soil settled on the bottom, but I'll mix that up as I go. And so we're going to try first with my, I thought I had, okay. I'm going to grab something real quick so that I can dump. So I have some of these from the pots that actually came broken in my order. So yeah, the inner pot was broken. So I have some extra ones of these. I'm just going to use this to dump out the soil. And like I said, I have wick for them, and I just fill this up. But you can see she's very sad and droopy, and she's getting a longer neck. I still have to learn about what you should do. See, when I pulled her up, about half of her soil still in there with the wick. So she doesn't look like she's rotted out. I think she just needs new soil. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take off the top layer here, because I was using regular perlite, and I think that that was not enough. Even though I was using a 50-50 ratio, regular perlite is just too small. It doesn't create enough aeration. But I can see that she has a good root system, and it doesn't look rotted out at all. But I'm just going to tease a little bit here. You don't really want to disturb your plant too much. You don't want to disturb the roots too much. And I think a lot of people use sorry, let me grab these paper towels real quick. I think a lot of people use, what was I saying? So I've had these baby plants for over a year now, I think over a year. I wasn't really good with putting dates on them, but let me see if I have a date on some of these. Okay, so some of these have a date of December 13th is when I put them in here, when I separated them from the mother leaf. This one was in December 13th of this past December. But I don't remember what the previous date was of when I propagated the mother leaf. But it takes quite a bit of time. So one other thing that I wanted to tell you guys is that it's good to use systemic granules on your African violets when you repot them, because they are also prone to thrips because of their blooms. Thrips like to lay eggs on the inside the leaves, and when the larva comes out, they also feed on the pollen from the blooms of the African violets. And you know, thrips can just come in on any plant. They can come in to your house from a window or something like that. Doesn't necessarily mean that your plant came with thrips, but in order to protect your African violets, I recommend using systemics. Jess, can you grab me my bottle of systemics up there?
Which one?
The first one. And so I'm going to add systemics to all of my African violets as I pot them up. And this is the Bonide systemic granule. And I'm just going to pour a little on this cap. You can measure if you want. I don't measure because these are such small plants. I just add a little bit. I don't feel very organized today. Yeah, it takes a really long time to get nice size ones, which I can't believe that they go for so cheap considering they take so long to make. But I do understand that sometimes from one leaf you can get multiple babies, and even if you separate the babies from the leaf, as long as it has a good root system, separate the babies from the leaf. And the rule of thumb is if the leaf on the baby is about a quarter size is when you can separate them from the mother leaf and it has a good root system. I didn't see the comment. Why are my comments not moving up? Oh, I think there's a delay on the comments. Okay, so I already put the wick in these. I'm going to use these because they're nice and small. These are just 3 inches, I believe. Maybe 2.5. And so I'm just going to do a tiny layer on the bottom. Just like that. Then I'm going to sit my plant in. Actually, I think I want less in there because I do want her to sit a little deeper because she's got a long neck starting to grow. But I have to learn about the necks of African violets. Like, is it recommended to, sorry, I'm just reaching for a skewer. Is it recommended to cut your African violet and reroot it when they start to get longer necks? I'm not sure. I'm just scraping loosening up the soil that she was in already. That's something I have to research to see if I need to start rerouting these African violets when they start to get longer necks. And the reason that they start to get longer necks is because of leaf loss. Hi, who's that? Garden idea tips.
I don't know.
Welcome. So we're repotting African violets and Asian violets today. And I'm just sharing all of my never-ending knowledge of these plants, these beautiful blooming plants. And I'm repotting my personal ones to self-watering pots, but the ones that I'm putting on my shop are just going to go into nursery pots. I'm going to remove these chunks of bark, big ones. Love this scoop. It's super handy and small. It's very nice. I have like a whole like bonsai toolkit if you guys want to check it out on my Amazon storefront that I bought. It's really useful tools for your plants, any plants really. Cacti, succulents, Hoyas, all of your repotting needs. You don't want to compact it too much either when you do your repots. Just make sure there aren't too many air gaps, like large air gaps, as with any plant, but you don't want to compact the soil too much. Here I'm just getting rid of the large air gaps with my skewer. Just to make sure those fine roots are going to be able to still have access to air as well as moisture. Now I can add a little bit more. Also, it is recommended to bottom water your African violets. When you first repot them, yes, you can top water them, but it is recommended to bottom water them. And I'm kind of going to give you a tip when you do top water them. When you top water them, when you do your repots, you want to use a squeezy bottle. Mine actually got all gunky and I threw it out, so I need to get a new one. But you want to use a squeezy bottle and you want to go towards the wall of your pot, and you also want to tilt it so that the water doesn't go into the crown of the plant. because that's how you can get crown rot. Okay. And now I'm going to add some systemics to the top and then work it in. Where did I put it? Okay. I'm just going to use a little shovel scoop here. And I'm going to sprinkle that around. And these systemic, I think it's 6 weeks that they're good for. If I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, you guys. With the how long the systemic granules last. I used to use diatomaceous earth on my soil mixes, but realized that, where's my watering can? I thought I brought an empty watering can up here. Did I leave it somewhere? No, that one has water in it. That's fertilized water. I don't want that. Can you go? I thought I left. Okay, I might have left it in the plant room on one of the tables. It's empty, completely empty.
Does it look like that?
Yes, but it's completely empty. Sorry, you guys. What was I saying? Hi, Janae. Oh, don't give up. They're beautiful plants. They just need different care than our tropical plants and stuff. Can you fill it with some RO water?
What?
RO water, the water from that spout. Yeah.
Just call it tap water.
Okay.
How much you want? The whole thing?
Yeah, just fill up the whole thing.
I got you.
So I think there's a couple leaves on here I do want to take off. But since I watered this plant previously, I'm just going to fill the reservoir rather than water from the top.
Sorry,
So I'm just going to fill the reservoir. And hopefully she becomes happier in this pot, because I think that maybe my watering was not consistent and my soil mix was too compacted for her, not airy enough. I also have a little, where's my brush? Okay, here it is. I have a little like makeup brush. This also came in the bonsai toolkit, and I just use it to get any soil off of the leaves, because this does it gently without harming the plant. Just to keep the leaves nice and clean. And I'm going to update you guys on the lives to see if she bounces back. But I love this plant. It has really pretty blooms when it blooms. This one, again, is the Asian violet. I forget the scientific name of it, but it's the Asian violet. And it has really pretty purple, like bell-like blooms. And they extend like pretty tall. And then they're just so pretty. Okay, let's move on to the next African violet. And this one, I think, is in too large of a pot. Definitely. This pot is definitely too large for her. And the rule of thumb is that you're supposed to take, so let me show you. So you're supposed to take a measuring tape and you're going to measure from one outer leaf to the other. Like this one is almost 7 inches. So 6 3/4. And you're supposed to only pot to 1/3 of that size. So what's 1/3 of 6 3/4?
6 3/4.
Yeah.
So 6.7.
Yeah.
2.25.
So maybe a 2.5-inch pot is the largest that this plant should go into. And I have her in a pot that is, what size is this pot? Yeah, it's 3.5 inches. So it's one whole size bigger than what it should be. And so she's probably sitting in way too much water, too much moisture. And I think that's what caused the sadness. Even though I'm only wick watering, but we're going to see how many roots she has left. And she is very wet. Oh, shoot. I wanted to put it in here. That's okay.
Daphne Triplant says, could the Asian violet be the streptocarpus?
It was something different. It was a different name for it. I think it's in the same family, though. They're all in like the same family type, I think. I have I have the tag for it. It's like a blue color in one of my drawers in my plant room. Can you get it so I can put the name on there? Or you could type the name on the thing for me, please. Please and thank you. See, I think she did get a lot of root rot. A lot of this fell off. She's not left with a whole lot of roots. But she has some little roots here. So because it looks like she doesn't have a whole lot of roots, I'm going to pot her into the small self-watering pot as well. And hopefully she can bounce back. I'm just picking off some of this soil so I can show you guys what I'm working with here. It's a very cloudy day today. It's like overcast. I don't know if we're supposed to get storms or anything.
I don't think so.
I put on my ring light because it's kind of overcast.
It's called Primulina?
Primalina or something like that. It's called. It's very hard to pronounce.
Wait, can I not see it because it's backwards?
I don't know.
It's backwards.
Just type it in the chat.
Okay.
So here are the roots that she's left with, which is not a whole lot for the size of these leaves, you guys. You see that? Yeah. Yeah, my baby rotted out a little. And so I think all of the roots that are rotted fell off. So I'm not going to mess with her roots anymore. I'm not going to add hydrogen peroxide or any of that because I know a lot of people probably do that. But I don't want to mess with the roots any further. So we're just going to grab another, I think this is 2-inch self-watering pot. Let me make sure. Actually, it's more like yeah, it's like a little bit over 2.5 inches. in the inner part. So I'm going to add my wick. You're welcome. There are so many different varieties of these blooming plants that are kind of like African violets. They're beautiful. And they all have pretty much the same care needs as African violets. Why does that show up across the screen like?
Oh, because I pinned it.
Oh. I'm thirsty, you guys. A lot of talking.
We've been on for an hour.
Huh?
We've been on for an hour.
Dang, already?
Yep.
African violets have so much information, you guys. And I like talking. Okay. I'm a jibber jabber person. I'm going to do a scoop. And let's pray that these babies bounce back. I will keep you guys updated too. Is there anything that I haven't covered about African violets that you guys would like to know that I haven't said yet? If you're a collector of African violets, I think wick watering is the way to go because it helps you with watering them, like letting them not dry out completely and not over watering them either, because before when I first started with the African violets, the one that I first started with, I used to water her and I only bottom watered her, but I would wait until her pot was completely dry. And I think that African violets don't like that. So unknowingly, I think I was stressing her out, as well as they like certain temperatures. I think it's from 65, no lower than 65 degrees. They really don't like any direct sunlight. They do like a lot of bright light, but not direct. And you can't let your temperatures go lower than 65. They don't like cold drafts, but they like a lot of light in order to bloom. So fingers crossed that she will be okay and bounce back for me. Now, I think I might even put her in a dome until she roots up more and these leaves like firm up. I used to use heat mats underneath, but I felt like it was creating too much condensation in the domes, and then the droplets were falling on the leaves, and then the leaves were getting burnt from the droplets being on there and then the light shining on the leaves. And so I don't really like using heat mats for that reason. Even if I had the domes open all the way, I was still having too much condensation. And that could have been because of the type of soil that I had. Like it was probably was holding too much moisture for the plants. And now we're going to add the systemics. Now this one, as much as I don't want to, I need to water because she didn't have any soil around her roots. Okay, so I went all the way around with the systemics. I'm going to tap it in a little bit so it sinks down. Let's make sure there are no huge air pockets. Oh, I did pretty good. No huge air pockets. So now we're going to go ahead and water her. And like I said, we're going to tilt so that it doesn't go to the crown. And I'm using plain RO water. That's another thing. I believe the African violets are also sensitive to the salts in our water. So if you're not somebody who's willing to do water that is, what is that called? Water, like RO water, or even use a Brita water filter, filtered water, any kind of filtered water she will like. I know some people say that they grow theirs, and I just go along all the edges, making sure to tilt the plant so that the water doesn't go towards the crown. And that is pretty good. I am going to also put a little bit in her water reservoir. And then sit her in, and she's good. Hopefully she bounces back for me, you guys. She looks like she can be saved because her leaves are just droopy, but her inner leaves are nice and firm. So hopefully she just roots up and bounces back. Yes, they do have a resting period during the winter. And that's when I give them the African Violet Schultz fertilizer so that they can build that kind of fertilizing up before the spring and summertime. And you will know if you're over fertilizing your African violets because it'll, I think I said it already, but it'll look like burn marks on the leaves. Or you can get yellowing. You can also get this like, it's like an orangey mineral cakiness on the top of the soil. That's from over fertilizing as well. You can also get tighter crowns in the middle where the leaves don't get any larger because of over fertilizing or too much light. There is a certain amount of light that from like grow lights that you can give African violets. I'm just using the basic Barina T5s, but I guess it depends on how close they are to the light source. But if it's too close to the light source, they can start to grow very weird for you, where they look very tight in the center crowns and the leaves are smaller. That's another thing. That's how you know that they're ready for a repot, is when their leaves are coming out small and they don't seem to get any larger. That means they're depleted of nutrients in their soil. They're ready for an upsize or repot. Okay. We're going to do this one now. This one was the beautiful one that I showed you guys. And she had actual roots on the wick here. And I don't know if she's sad from overwatering or if she's sad from needing a repot. But we will see once I get her out of here. And I put her in a yogurt container. And I do have a label on her that says April 16th. That's a long time ago. That's almost a whole year. Poor thing. She probably... Yeah, over a year. Yeah, that's what I said, right? Oh, that's over a year. Poor thing. Definitely needed a repot. And this is how you know. The soil is not separating. And she's actually was pulling the wick with her, but I ripped off the roots that were on the wick. But this is how you know that she's fully rooted. She actually just needs a repot. An upsize. And I don't know that I'm going to put her in this smaller pot because this smaller pot is not going to be any different. Well, it actually is. It actually is. So we're going to put her in this pot, but we are going to loosen up this old soil from her. Again, because this soil was more compact-like, not airy enough for wick growing or wick watering. She is fully saturated because I watered my plants, I think it was Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday, actually. So I think in her case, she's just sad from not being repotted. Because her roots actually look healthy and they weren't breaking off. I'm probably messing with her roots too much, but hopefully she can bounce back. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate, you guys. I got real quiet. Oh, my stomach is growling.
You can hear it on the thing.
Hi, Rachel.
How do you spell Rachel? Rachel? Yeah. I'm gonna unpin.
She's got some pretty good roots here.
Pins on.
Yeah, my hand's dirty now. Just because I'm trying to loosen this root ball just a little. Okay. I think she's good. She's got good roots. Can you grab me that paper towel off? Just thank you. Okay. Again, we're going to do the wick for her. Hopefully this wick doesn't wick too much moisture up, because it is a thicker wick than what I was using. I was using yarn, nylon yarn, and I just picked that up from Dollar Tree for $1.25, you guys. And a little goes a long way. Jasmine is my helper, yeah. I'm lucky. Now, if I can only get her to do like my video editing and stuff like that.
Yo. Calm down, man. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
She would love to do my video editing, right? I think she would probably be a lot faster and more effective than I am on video editing, just because I'm not a techie person whatsoever. I do have fun editing my videos, but it just takes up so much of my time, and most of the time I'm like, oh, I could be doing so much more than just editing.
How about I just record the videos and then you edit them? Like, I'll be the new face of latinaplants.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
I'm going to make a poll, and I'm going to say, who should be the face of latinaplants? Jasmine or Jackie?
Huh.
They're all going to vote me?
No way. They love me. I mean, they love you too, but they don't want to see me go away.
You can be my helper.
Huh.
I'll make you get up at early
Me, your
hours.
helper. You didn't even get up early, girl.
11 o'clock is early.
You got up. It was almost darn near 12 when you got up, girl.
Was it?
It was like 11:45.
This was propaganda. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
I'm like, girl, you gotta get up and help me. She was up all night gaming. What time did you go to bed?
That's
I don't even know.
Private information. Like 2?
2 o'clock? Girl. No wonder.
I think. Maybe. I don't really know. No, it was 1:30.
Anthony said he would not vote Jasmine.
Well, that's not nice.
That's your friend.
Yeah, that's my friend. It's supposed to be on my side.
So hopefully she does well in this pot now. It's hard to get the see, this is why I don't know. I kind of like the smaller perlite because I feel like it's staying on the top. Like I can't get it down the sides. Well, I hope that this repot does you well, girl. And I hope you come back and give me them beautiful blooms again. I'm going to give her a little bit of systemics as well over the top. Just because she's stressed and we don't want her calling no pests up in here. No pest calling, girl. And if they do get on her, they're going to die. Stay away from my babies.
Thought I was your baby.
My plants are my babies too. Don't be jealous of my plants.
Get your priorities straight, man.
I do have them straight.
How many more you got, yo?
So there she goes. I think I am good. Well, she was already pretty saturated, so I'm just gonna bottom fill up her reservoir because I don't want her to be too. I don't want to drown her and then cause root rot. No fertilizer, just RO water because she's got new soil. There she goes. Let's wish her luck. Send her good vibes. Good vibes. I hope you bounce back, baby. Justin, you got to see the look on her face, me talking to my plants. All right. The other ones should be pretty cut and dry. I say that and then something goes wrong. I don't know.
Wait.
But this is...
What are you doing with that?
We're going to repot these. I have all these. Well, I think I'm out. I think I need to... I only have... Well, no, not that long. What time? It's only 1:17. We're going to do we'll do a couple of these. I want you guys to see these. This one is a green one. It actually blooms white blooms. And these should be pretty easy to just take out of here and put in these small pots. I'm not going to mess with the root system at all. I'm just squeezing the little cup so that she can come out easier. Hopefully her roots aren't stuck to the bottom. And these have all been watered recently, so they should be okay. Yeah, great root system, no rot, you guys. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to put a small layer on the bottom. Very small layer. I'm actually going to remove the top layer. Yeah, I think this mix I made pretty airy because it's falling off pretty easy. And I can see the actual chunks of perlite, but I think this perlite was still too small. Okay. And now we're going to fill around. I'm so unorganized today. This is not working for me. Can you go put these on the shelves for me, Joss?
On what shelves?
On the, right under the TV on the bistro shelf. It's because my soil is on the wrong side of me. I'm right-handed. And that's bothering me. Okay. Now I'm better set up. We're going to fill in around the sides. So these are all getting a little bit of an up pot. Again, not that big. So hopefully they will be okay. Just want to give them more room to root. I feel like African violets are pretty slow growers. They take a while. Well, to propagate and grow, they take a while. And sometimes they get all floppy like this. When you repot them, don't worry about it. They'll anchor themselves. Just remember to give them top-down light. If you don't give them top-down light and you have them in a window, you can always rotate them every couple days just to make sure that it's not leaning towards one side only and you're getting a nice even growth. Okay, now we're going to do some systemic on her. Even though these are my shop plants, yes, I add systemic because I don't want them to be affected either. And all of these were treated again with the avid, miticide, and insecticide because I thought that they had mites because they had tight crowns, but I really think that it was I had them too close to the light source because when I pulled them back from the light source, and also may have had something to do with the fertilizer as well, because I changed their fertilizer and I also pulled them back from the light source, they started to grow better. Okay, let's do a variegated one. This one's not in bloom. She's super cute, but look at how large her leaves are getting. So I think she's ready for an up pot. Oh, she does have blooms coming in from the center, but it's okay. She'll be all right. Let's remove some of the topsoil only. She's got good roots, you guys. I don't want to mess with her roots. I only have so many of these nursery pots. I think I'm going to have to put in another order for them. I think this time I'm going to add the systemics around the top by her crown here, where her roots are a little exposed. And then we'll put soil over it. So yeah, these will go a lot faster, especially with the great root system that they have. I like to give it a little squeeze sometimes to get everything to settle and loosen up. So I'm sharing everything that I learned on the African Violet groups off of Facebook because these people, some of these people grow these African violets as their profession, and some of them grow them as competition kind of like a thing where they go to African violet shows and stuff like that. And so they've been growing African violets a lot longer than me, and they know what they're talking about. And so I like to go on there to get advice, recommendations. If I see something going wrong with my African violets, I like to go on there first and get some care tips after I do my research. I always do my research and try to figure it out on my own first, but if I can't, she's all done, I will go on there and ask for some advice. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. We all should be learning. Let's see. I think the rest of them are variegated, or the white ones. There was one. I think it's on another tray. Oh no, here it is, you guys. This one, I didn't even label, but it randomly gave me like a variegated leaf. I don't know if you can see it. It's a variegated leaf there. See that? I was like, it's so pretty. Give me some more variegated leaves, please. But it doesn't look like she's giving me any more. But you never know. Maybe we can up pot her and she'll give us some variegated leaves. This will probably be the last one, you guys, before I sign off. I did also want to give you guys an update on some plants that we repotted. Yeah, her roots are good. So once I finish this one here, she probably could have stayed there a little longer, I feel like. But we'll up-pot her anyways, since we are already disturbing her. She does have a good root system. I just think that she could have been there a little longer, just because she's falling apart a little bit easier than the rest of them. Okay. Oh, I think what I was saying earlier was that you want the leaves on your African violets to be about a quarter size before you separate them from the mom leaves, from the mother leaf, the propagation leaf. I don't remember if I finished that comment or not. That just popped into my head. Sorry, I'm a little all over the place today. But there's so much information about African violets. They are very pretty plants. And really, once you get the care down for them, they're so easy to care for. Once you give them what they need, they're easy, you guys. They're pretty easy. And if you think about it, doing the percentage of soil versus perlite is actually good, because then your soil goes a long way. I was actually going through so much soil because I was using the wrong ratio. But if you think about it, your soil will go a long way if you use the 70%, 70-30 ratio. No, that's what she's looking like. All right, I'll clean this stuff up after I'm done showing you guys some updates. I'm going to take you off my tripod and take you into the living room. Actually, there's one update here. Well, maybe more than one. This anthurium is giving me a new leaf. Remember, I think I repotted this one with you guys. I'm not sure, but the roots were like rotted out, and I repotted her into the self-watering pot, and she's giving me a new leaf there. I'm so excited. So she seems to be doing well. The anthurium that we repotted is doing well and has a new leaf coming out there. And she seems to be pretty happy drinking up her reservoir water. No problems there. And my anthurium, I believe this one is from Proven Winners, I think. And it was sent to me from Rachel, lots of pots. And that's the new leaf. And look at how beautiful. She's not hardened off yet, but she's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't know if she'll get as big as this previous leaf, the latest leaf, but we will see. She's doing great. She looks gorgeous, but I'm pretty sure this is the Anthurium Silver Blush. And yeah, this new leaf here on my Dock Block looks great. She's in the sticky phase to receive pollen, but I don't have any pollen for her, so I can't pollinate her. But the new leaf has hardened off. Let me take her down so I could show you. Look at her new leaf. Looks huge. It's so big, you guys. Oh, don't fall over. And she looks pretty good. She hasn't started browning or anything for me yet. So I'm really happy and proud of that one. She looks good. And she looks like she's pushing a new leaf already. Wow. This one is a vigorous grower, you guys. Easy to grow too, in my opinion. Definitely worth the money that I spent for her from Proven Winners for the stock block. Trying to make sure she's not going to fall. I think she's good. All right. Is there any more? Everything else here has been the same. So let me take you off the tripod and show you the plants in the living room real quick.
Please don't get me in the video.
I'm not. I'm going to actually turn this light off, the ring light. And we're going to just grab it from here. Close up of me. Alexa, turn on living room lights. Jess, can you give me that other tripod, please? Sorry, I think I put my finger on the camera.
What other tripod?
The one right there.
This?
The one on my tray.
Oh, this.
Yes.
I didn't know this was a tripod.
Open it. Pull it.
I don't know how
Pull
to
the bottom.
Dang!
Open the bottom.
Am I gonna break it?
No. Okay, let me set you guys on this tripod. It doesn't have my ring light or whatever, but I put these lights on there, but I actually have to get a plug. But I wanted to show you some plants, some updates. Okay, I think we potted this one together. My Alocasia Silver Dragon, and she's doing really good with the roots and everything. She's got 3 leaves. She's really happy. She's in my chunky soilless mix. And I think I did this one off camera. I've repotted this plant so many darn times. I'm surprised she hasn't croaked on me, but I wanted to put her in self-watering. So this is my Hoya Rangsang, and she's doing really good. And I also repotted this one. I took her off the fluval. This is my Hoya New Guinea Ghost, I think it's called, that I purchased off PalmStreet. I shared that with you guys here, and I potted her in fluval because she was not rooted enough for my liking, so I potted her in fluval. And she's given me so many leaves. I think she came with like these 3 leaves here. This one here, this one, and this one. And she's given me 1, 2, 3, 4 new leaves. And she's growing, and she's really happy in this self-watering pot. I have a ton of repots that I did, you guys. I did like, I think over 20 this weekend. I went on a crazy repotting phase, I guess. My Hoya rotundiflora, I repotted her. I know I was going to do that with you guys on camera, but I couldn't wait. She has been growing. This is all new here. And I put her in my chunky mix. And I had her in fluval before. And she's growing. Both cuttings that I took from her had great roots. And now she's growing in my chunky mix in the self-watering pot. So I'm excited to watch her grow bigger. Who else did I repot? I repotted my silver dollar, and both the rotundiflora and the silver dollar came from a recent swap. If you haven't checked that video out, check it out. From a swap that I did with Chula here on YouTube. And so this one, no new growth yet, but she had great roots, so I potted her up in a self-watering pot. Who else did I repot? I also repotted my Species Affinity Bertonier into a self-watering pot as well. She is still in pond. She had great roots, was doing really good, but I had her in no drainage, and I just wanted to steer away from no drainage because, I don't know, I just wanted to put her in self-watering because she was heavily rooted in the pond in there. And so I wanted to give her a little upgrade, so I did. And she's growing beautifully, and I can't wait till she gives me some blooms because she hasn't bloomed for me yet. And that's mainly the reason why I put her in self-watering. I also repotted my Dischidia. I forget which one she's called, but she's the variegated one, and she's doing great. She took well to the repot, and she's in pond and in the self-watering pot. The other one that I repotted here is my Hoya Rosita. She has been blooming for me. She actually has a peduncle here that recently bloomed, but yeah, I didn't catch it in time to show you guys, but yep, she looks really happy in this self-watering pot. She's also in, I believe this is the 5-inch self-watering pot. Looking really good. I just went crazy over the weekend and did a bunch of repots that I wanted to get done because I also want to do some pest treatment on my Hoyas, but I wanted to get my repots done first. So this is my other Dischidia. This one is called A Million Hearts, I believe. She's doing really good. I also put her in self-watering, and she was already in pond. I just gave her a little upgrade. And this is the 4-inch pot. The alocasia that I told you guys that wasn't doing so well is my alocasia dragon's breath. Ooh, look, she looks so sad, but she's given me a new leaf there. So I'm hopeful that she's just going to adjust. It's okay. But I can't wait until she becomes a big mature plant. I was kind of sad to see her so sad like this, but I didn't want to cut this leaf off until I showed you guys, so I'll probably cut that off soon. She still has some green in her stem and stuff, so I'm not on a rush to cut it off. But that's my dragon's breath. And who else do we have? Oh, this firefly. I got brave and I repotted her. I learned a lot about this plant. This plant can actually live outdoors for me in I think it's zone 7 to 11. So this is technically a perennial and it blooms yellow flowers in, I believe it's the fall season. And it will die back after the fall season, but come back for you in the spring. And so I thought that was an interesting detail about this plant. It's also supposed to be an easy to care for plant, but the main thing that you want to do or take care of on this plant is make sure that it doesn't get those like leaf spots, which this one kind of looks like it's getting some of those brown leaf spots. That's because of too much moisture on the leaves or not enough aeration. Yes, they grow really pretty. They're really like bushy plants. And I don't know if their growth pattern, I think they grow like bushy. That's how they like spread. You can propagate these only from seed from their blooms, I found out, and separation. So yeah, my girlfriend told me I could keep it. So I got brave and I repotted it, but I told her once it gets a little bit bigger and more established, although she did have great roots, that I would separate her and give her a plant of her own. What else did I want to share with you guys? Oh, the other plants that I repotted from the swap with Chula are my begonias. And this is the begonia white ice. And so she's doing pretty good. She's got some crispies, which is a given, you know, with some begonias, but she looks like she's finally starting to be acclimated. Some of these leaves, you know, this was the one that I cut off because it was like bent. And then she did drop a leaf here. And some of these leaves have some crispiness, but not too bad. I think she's doing pretty good. I'm excited to grow her out to be bigger. And I just love that pinky leaf, new leaf there. She's gorgeous. And I just have her down on my shelves already underneath my Barina grow lights. Not too close so she doesn't get burned. Although the Barina grow lights are not too strong to burn your plants. This one looks a little bit rougher. This is the Begonia Icecapades. Gave her a self-watering pot as well. She was really rooted already, all of them. That's why I transferred them. But she's giving me a yellow leaf here. This leaf is looking a little yellow. There's a little bit of crispiness, but not too much. This one is definitely going yellow too, so fingers crossed that she acclimates to her soil and her new home and she does better. I don't know if was like overwatering or what the deal was, but I moved them away from where they were because I felt like it was too cold for them. And maybe that's why I was getting the yellowing. So hopefully she starts to grow better for me. The Begonia Icecapades, because she's a beautiful one. The next begonia, she looks the saddest of them all because I only have 2 leaves of her left. This is the Begonia Sinbad. I think, oh, there's one more. Where's the other one at? Oh, it's over there. I'll get it. But yeah, this Sinbad, she's got 2 cute leaves. She did drop 2 leaves, but she was pretty rooted, and I decided to give her a pot, a self-watering pot. And so I have my fingers crossed that she will grow bigger and better now that I have her in self-watering and getting good adequate lighting. The next begonia is the begonia Guy Savard. This one looks a little sad too. I think she's going to drop these 2 leaves here, this one and this one. And her leaves seem to be like kind of curling. I don't know what that's all about. I have her getting a good amount of light. If you guys have any tips, let me know, please, in the comments. I can't see the comments right now. I don't know why. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Maybe now I can see. I don't know. But here she goes. Fingers crossed that she does well. But I don't really know why her leaves are like curling inwards. If you guys know, let me know. This is the first time I'm trying this begonia, and I've never had any of my begonias do this before, but it's probably a sign of something. So let me know. What's it mean?
Did you answer John's question?
I can't see the comments on my screen when they're dying off or overwatering or underwatering. Sometimes cold drafts make the leaves turn yellow. Who else did I repot without you guys? Oh, the Alocasia Ivory Coast. Let me turn you guys because I'm over on the other section now. We're over here looking on the shelves. I put these clip-up lights that I did a video on before. But anyways, I did that for the plants up here that I moved from the kitchen because I needed the space for those self-watering pots. Anyways, the Alocasia Ivory Coast is doing well. She's doing really good. She actually looks perkier and happier ever since I put her in this self-watering pot and on the shelf under the Barina lights. So I'm happy to grow her big. And she's in my chunky mix. I decided to put her in my chunky mix versus, versus pawn. And who else did we repot here? Oh, I took 2 of my Hoya calliciphylla propagations, and hopefully I can pull her out. Yep. I took. Oh, it could be. Thank you, John. So this one is the Hoya calliciphylla. I had her in fluval, and 2 of the plants shot out 2 pretty long tendrils. And so I potted her up in pawn. And she's looking okay. This bottom leaf is kind of yellow here. And this one here. But the rest of them look pretty good, so I'm hopeful that she'll be all right in pawn. Who else? Oh, this is the other alocasia, the Miclitziana, that's giving me a hard time. I think she's dropped 2 other leaves besides these. This one is yellow, like completely yellow. I'm going to take it off actually right now. There we go. Okay, bye, Daphne. Thank you so much for making it to my live. Yeah, and she has a droopy leaf here, but she has a new leaf that's doing fine. So I'm hopeful that she just needs to acclimate to the pond. She does have some roots that made their way up on the top. I might have to top her off with some more pond. But yeah, she's the one being dramatic. I also wanted to share the 2 begonias that I picked up from Home Depot. I've already repotted them probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago into the self-watering pots in my chunky mix, and they're doing well. I don't know the name of this begonia here. So if you know the name of this begonia, please let me know in the comments. I have been trying to research and look for her name. I also reached out on Facebook, but haven't gotten any responses. So if you know the name of this begonia, this cane begonia, let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate it. That's what she looks like. She is gorgeous. I don't know if she's the Maculata or not. I don't know. And this one, I forget the name of her, but I do have her name. I just have to put a tag on her. But she's doing really good. This one is also another one from Home Depot. Nice red backs. She's gorgeous. She's unfurling. Looks like some leaves there in the center. And down in the bottom. Do I have anything else that I repotted? Let's see. Oh, the Hoya choke, CV choke from Mona. I also repotted her and gave her self-watering pot. And she's doing good. And she is in my chunky aeroid mix. I also repotted. Gosh, we would be here forever if I showed you guys everything. Let's just do the rest on the next live. The next live will be next Friday, and it will be at 8 p.m. I will do a poll to see what you guys want to do on the next live. I do have my Thai constellation that is yellowing. She desperately needs a repot. So that'll be one of the options. And the other option was going to be an update on my shop plants. I wanted to maybe have a more casual live where I can show you everything in my shop plant room and what I have available for sale in there, and I guess show you around the plant room. And the third option was going to be pest treatment on Hoyas. So those will be the 3 options. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this live today and all of your questions and comments. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to give these lives thumbs up, and you can share them if you like with anybody that you know likes videos like this, and subscribe, click on the bell to get notified, all of those things to help me grow my channel. I really appreciate you guys being here with me and doing these lives. Bye. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll check you guys out later. Oh, we're probably going to do another big box shop hopping because I'm still looking for those anthuriums in the water bowls, you guys. But hopefully I can find some. Wish me luck. Bye. Have a great weekend.